sometimes nowadays people get sucked into doing things for the wrong reasons, and especially with social media knocking around all the time, like they're doing it because other people make it look fancy, and you kind of sometimes get forced into thinking if you're not doing this by a certain age, then you're failing. And if you're training and you're not in a training block, then what's the point? You need to get into a training block. All this stigma around like fancy things, and sometimes I think people forget to just do things because you want to do them, and do things because you enjoy the idea of it. This is exactly why I'm going for this ride. If my missus could see me now, what I'm having for breakfast, she'd call me a few insulting names, to say the least. But I don't like waste, and I like cheesecake. So if you put two and two together, I'm also going to be having some cheesecake for breakfast. I mean, why ain't this become a thing anyway? I reckon I could eat a whole one of them.
I would say that's the beauty of finding a new route. You don't know where you're going, but sometimes that can lead to riding down little alleys like that with loads of stingers and that. I have gone off course 3 times already as well, so hopefully we don't get no more off courses, and hopefully I don't get run over. Oh my life, that's why they do it. There we go, son. That little brainwave there has probably saved me. It's probably only saved me about 30 seconds each time, but look at that now. No poking out. All I have to do is clip it back in when I want to use it. I mean, I'm currently waiting for it to take me to some half-decent roads. That's the only problem with generating a route from Komoot. So it's already a route, but then it just takes you from my house, or where the dot is, the waypoint where you're starting from. It takes you from there to the start of the route. I could have got there in like 10 minutes, and it took me about 20 just to get there. It takes you like an Igglety route, or whatever the fucking saying is. The reviews on Komoot are quite good, so I have got faith. Just checking I've got no flapjack around my mouth, and I should really wait for a less windy part to do this. But it looks like the roads are getting nicer now. I mean, some of the houses round here, people can only dream of them, honestly. They're like, I've got to be footballers' houses, or the equivalent of. Just totally next level. I don't really want to be pointing my camera at people's houses either, do you know what I mean? Because that's a bit weird. I've just rode past this, and I thought, oh, it's worth turning round for. I don't even like fishing, but I think that's probably worth thinking about buying a fishing rod for, and then sell it after you've used it once. So yeah, I got slightly distracted with that, and then hit this. Oh God! Here's the pros. Got to be one of the nicest villages. It's not a town. Well, it might be. I've never heard of it. Got to be one of the nicest places I've ever rode through. My nan could appreciate it, but then also I appreciate it riding through there, if you get what I mean. I think this way is the new place to be. Go on in. I mean, they've even got a village hall and a community shop. You know this place is serious. So on Thursday, I think it was, on Friday I done. I just went on Swift and I thought I'd do myself a random workout on there. They've got a whole library of workouts, it's wicked. So I clicked the, I think it said 10-8 4-minute threshold. I thought I'll have a go at that. Didn't pay too much attention to the name. 10 minutes at threshold, a little rest. 8 minutes at a little bit higher threshold, rest, and then 4 minutes at even higher threshold. Oh my life. I think, to be fair, I think threshold efforts have got to be the worst because they're not in the middle of the scale. Because at the easy end of the scale, you've got aerobic, zone 2 stuff, nice and easy, go all day, whatever. The other end of the scale, you've got anaerobic, flat out. The reps usually last about 1 minute, something like that. And then in the middle, you kind of combine the both of them. It's just like that awkward pain where you can't get away from it. You've just got to suffer for a decent amount of time. Basically, I thought my legs would be a little bit more achy today. So I'm about halfway around now, and I'm a bit more open to the elements here. Look. As I say that, I'm covered by massive bushes and trees, so I'll stop moaning. No, I'm not about to moan, but I'm just a bit more open to the wind. Most of it's been like this. I have to put a little bit more effort in. I'm letting myself do whatever I want, basically. I'm doing this because I want to, so I'm not being strict at all. If I want to give it a little dig up a hill, I will. If I want to just cruise down a road like this, I will. I've got my waterproof, so even if it wants to rain on me, I don't care. I'm just enjoying it for what it is and doing it because I want to. Oh man, I thought that was flicking dirt up at me then. There's loads of flies. There's loads of them. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on here, but there's absolutely shitloads. And it's only a matter of time before they go in my mouth, so I'm going to shut up. Look. You don't get these kind of roads very often. Usually on roads, I normally never stop because I want to get it over and done with as quick as I can. Not for any in particular reason, just so I can get back home quicker. But like this ride, I've stopped twice, and I thought to myself earlier, I thought to myself, oh, it's gonna take me even longer, morning, if I keep stopping. And then I thought to myself, it's only going to add, say, what, half an hour onto my ride if I just stop every time I want something to eat. It's going to add half an hour onto my ride. So what? Do you know what I mean? What would I do with that half an hour at home? I mean, I ain't stopping like every 15 minutes. I've stopped 1 hour in, and then this is the second hour in. I'm just take it in a little bit and be a bit lazy, you know what I'm saying? I think, you know, you made it in life when your house hasn't got a number, it's got a name. So like you phone up a Domino's or something and say, yeah, where am I delivering to, mate? You say something like fucking Rockface Garden or Stained Glass Cottage, you know what I'm saying? I've thoroughly enjoyed this ride today, it's been brilliant. I think I've got 27k left and there's a Costa 5k away from here, so I'm actually going to go there. If you want a bike ride or a road cycling ride, you need to go to a calf, don't you? I don't think I've ever done it before, apart from afterwards. I can imagine some people think or say to me, look, how the bloody hell am you going to eat one of them granola bars on the ride? Now, to be fair, I don't think they're too bad whilst riding. The most stupid decision I've ever made about nutrition is the first time I ever done a marathon, which was Chester Marathon. I decided to take squares bars. Now, it's a lot easier. God, perfect timing. It's a lot easier to take food on or chew food on a bike compared to running. Take that tip from me, even though I've literally got an oat stuck in the back of my throat. Doesn't normally happen, but trust me to be talking about this, and then it happened. Just had to get me a quick refill, man. I'm out of drinks, I've got 12k left, and I thought, do you know what? I need to get me a little something to keep me, just push me over the line. I'll tell you what, that's the stuff of dreams, that is. Nice freezing cold power ride. When you're feeling a bit sloggy towards the end of a ride. Oh. All in all, the ride was 84 kilometres, not too shabby, and it was meant to be, I think it was planned to be 82, something like that. So all the wrong turns have added on 2k. The total time, 3 hours 32 minutes. The average speed was 23.8 kilometers an hour. 760 meters of ascent. All in all, the ride felt okay. It felt good. So I felt a bit knackered about, say, 60 odd k, and then when I got that Powerade, I felt back to normal again, back, not totally fine, but like I got a second wind and I could have gone probably a lot further. So that must mean that my fueling probably ain't the best. I mean, taking a flapjack, saying that flapjack had 50 grams of carbs in, even though I was choking on it in the ride. I don't usually struggle to eat like solid foods. I need to get gels and things like that now. I hate gels, but they're easy to get down. So 84k in the bank. I'm happy with that. And now let's go and watch England play tonight.